90% of traders lose because they think trading is about finding a new indicator or a new strategy. But the truth is, it's not your strategy, it's you. I used to blow accounts, chase setups, and overtrade every session until I learned the one mindset switch that flipped everything. What's good, y'all? It's C Willie, and in this video, I'm breaking down the real reason why most traders never make it and exactly how I fixed it. No fluff, no magic indicator, just raw mindset, structure, and discipline that got me funded and consistent. If you're tired of losing, this video is for you. The average trader loses for one simple reason. They treat trading like it's gambling instead of a business. They jump from strategy to strategy, they enter on every signal and risk 10% just to make back 2%. They never give one system enough time to actually build data and confidence. When I started, I thought success came from more screen time, but I realized I wasn't trading my plan, I was trading my emotions. And until you control that, it doesn't matter what setup you have. Now here's exactly how I fixed it. I built structure. I only look for the trend on the weekly, daily, and the 4-hour. So we determine the trend first, and then we find our area of interest second. No random trades in between. And I set strict rules for myself. I only trade pre-London, London, and New York sessions, and I only risk 1 to 1.5% on all my trades unless I'm on my live account. And then after my entry, I don't touch the trade, I let it hit my stop loss or my take profit. I shifted my mindset from I need to win to I need to execute. Every single one of my losses became data. Every single one of my losses became data, not emotion. I became a student of patience and not perfection. That's why I only take about 1 to 2 to 3 trades maybe a week. Once I made those 3 changes, everything flipped. My win rate didn't skyrocket overnight, but my discipline did. And that's what separates the 10% from the 90%. Now, I take fewer trades, but they hit harder. I let the market come to me. I'm not chasing it. Every entry I take follows my mind over market strategy. I'm not chasing, I'm reacting. And that's how I catch these setups I'm about to show you every single week. So as you guys can see right here, I just entered this trade on GBP USD and New York session about 10 a.m. PST. So what I was waiting for, what I saw on the daily when the week started, was that we were bearish. And I wanted to, maybe get an entry up here or like right here, but I waited for a little bit more confirmation. So I waited for the price to break under this area of interest right here, which we did. This is what I drew this up on Sunday. So I drew up a break, a retest, and then to sell. You obviously broke a little bit more. We came back and we're retesting the area. So when we were right here, my alert got hit. It said GBP USD at area of interest, right? Like I said, I wait for the market to come to me. So we had the shift of structure. Boom. Let's find this. So we shift the structure right here. I'm like, bet. So we have our 30-minute shift of structure. Right here, 30-minute shift of structure. And then now we have our pullback and engulfing candlestick. I wasn't paying attention to the market right here. And then we had this engulfing candlestick. Should have entered right here. I entered off of this one right here, this second engulfing candlestick. This one I entered. Should have entered up here, would have had a better risk reward. It's all good. I missed it a little bit. And then, we went down. But right now we're coming back up to my entry. I'm not really worried about it. We're probably just having a retracement to continue pushing to the downside. Or if we lose, we lose. I don't really care. It does not bother me at all because we have risk management. We risk a certain amount each trade and we do not over risk. So losing doesn't matter as long as we win more than we lose with a profitable or a positive risk to reward and a positive win rate. There's no way that you lose money. You will always come out on top. So just let the probabilities work. I'm not going to win every trade, but so let's look at another trade that we have taken. I think last week I took trade on Euro AUD. So this is the trade I took last week on Euro AUD. What I was looking at on the weekly, this is how the market looked. This is how I was looking at it. I saw big move to the upside. Price needs to have a pullback to then move to the upside. So I found an area of interest on the daily. I marked my higher high and my higher low, and then I looked for a range in between them like this. If you guys don't know how to find an area of interest, go watch my YouTube video on it. So I found this area of interest. So when we look in this range we're looking for rejections, like elbows, what I call elbows, like these little, when the market has higher highs and higher lows. So we're looking for at least 3 of those in like a precise range, in a precise area. So when I'm looking at the market, I see that these are close together. Also with this one, they're all close in a precise area. They all rejected, they all moved in the same, at the same area, same time, basically. So I marked this range right here. Honestly, it could be a little bit smaller. I don't know why it's so big. And like this, I don't know why this area is so big. You want to make sure it's precise like this. Boom, boom, boom. 3 areas. You want at least three taps. We have another one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another one right here. 1, 2. We have another one up here. Good one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we wait for price to tap in. What's good about this area is that there's no areas under it. You see all these areas up here, they have areas under them. So when we hit them, it is still a possibility for price to push down lower to hit another area of interest. Right here, the reason why I was really confident in this trade, because if we were to push lower, where would price be going? Why would price push lower? There's really like nowhere else for it to go. This was basically the last place where price can have the move to the upside. So as we see, price pulls back into this area, and you can obviously see it didn't reject any of the other ones. If it was like rejecting, it was consolidating at one of the other areas of interest, that would be different. But it literally rejected all the other ones and went straight down to this one. So we came to this area. Obviously, we start to slow down. So this is when, I dropped down to my 30-minute and I was monitoring the trade. And I see, 30 minutes just consolidating at this area. And I see that we shift structure. I'm like, okay, we have a shift of structure. I could have waited for a pullback in an engulfing candlestick. I did not, because I just thought the market was just gonna blow. And really, I usually wait for a pullback in a engulfing candlestick just to get a better risk to reward. But my risk reward was already good in this trade. It was a very small, range right here. So I just, I'm just going to enter on the shift of structure. I enter on my shift of structure, and then we just let it play out. And we just basically dumped all the way to take profit, basically. We had a little pullback, a little retracement, and then eventually we have the move to the upside. And this trade lasted about, I want to say, a day. My trades last a lot longer. I hold them for a lot more longer. And I could have closed about like right here, or I could have got scared and closed right here. And that's why most traders fail, because they get scared. They close their trades early and they don't let their probabilities work. If you close your trade early and your strategy is supposed to have at least a 1 to 2 risk to reward, and now you're fucking up your win rate and your risk to reward, because now if you lose a trade, you just lost all the profit you just made because you closed early. If you would have waited for your risk to reward, you can lose 3 trades and you would still be in profit. You feel me? So if you would have closed all the way down here, you got scared and got, closed, you didn't want to lose, you would have got like a 1-to-1, and then now your risk reward's fucked, and then now you're missing out on money that you could have had. And then we also have this trade right here that I took on NZD USD. So basically, let's break this trade down. We are bearish, right? Market is having a big move to the downside. This is our higher low, lower low, my bad. This is our lower low, this is our lower high. So you want to find a range, you want to find an area inside of that range. So our first range would be this one right here with 1, 2, our first area be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rejections. Very nice area. So we wait for price to retrace into our area like we did here, retracement, and we see that 4-hour is consolidating at this area. We're rejecting the EMA and the previous structure point on the daily. Got candlestick rejections on the daily, candlestick rejections on the 4-hour, and we're just obviously rejecting this area. So now that's when I drop down to the 30-minute. Once we realize that we're rejecting this area, then that's when we look for our entry signal. So we wait for price to fuck around. We wait for price to, make sure we're rejecting this area, consolidate, and then that's where I'm looking for my entry signal. So first we had a shift of structure right here. we had a pullback, and then we had another, and then price started creating this head and shoulders pattern right here. We had this big engulfing candlestick right here, long wick. I decided to take my trade right here. Stop loss above here, pretty good risk to reward. And then we pretty much just dump at this area. Dump here. I mean, I put my take profit at the daily lower low. I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't put take profits on my trade, so I did catch a little bit more than this. I forgot when I closed, but probably somewhere like around here. So yeah, we just basically just dumped. Basically, you know, had a pullback, dumped even more. So if you're tired of being the 90%, stop searching for more setups and just start mastering yourself. Go to the gym, eat healthy, and discipline yourself. All that's gonna make you a better trader. A lot of people think, oh, how is getting to the gym, how is going to the gym gonna make me profitable? How's that gonna make me a good trader? It creates discipline. Eating healthy creates discipline. If you can do something you don't want to do, that's discipline. And a lot of people, a lot of traders, they don't have discipline, and that's why they lose. They take setups that don't follow their strategy, and they're just emotional. But if you guys made it this far in the video, comment mind over market so I know that you guys are locked in and ready to trade with discipline. And if you want to learn my full framework, I have all these videos going more in depth over literally every step of my strategy, whole course on it. And if you guys want to catch these trades that I'm sending out to you guys every single week, all you guys have to do is click the link in my description. Remember, 90% lose because they're chasing more trades, but the 10% win by doing less but better.